Hello friends, welcome back to another Commander Deck Tech. In today's video, we're looking at survivors Ellie and Joel from the Last of Us game series. As a big fan of the games, when these cards came out, I knew I had to work on a deck list, and boy do I have a spicy one for you today. If you're ready to do some token shenanigans and make your opponents attack each other, buckle up for some chaos. And if you are new to the channel, welcome. My goal is to provide Commander deck lists to help you solidify your 99 or give you ideas for your next deck. If you enjoy this kind of content, just consider throwing me a thumbs up to help me out. Now let's get into our survivors because there's a ton to unpack here. Let's look at Joel, a 5-mana Golgari commander 4/4 with Menace. Whenever a creature token dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Joel and draw a card. This triggers once per turn. Joel is pretty straightforward, a good mid-game attacker with evasion and a decent draw engine to boot. Note that this is any creature token, not just ones we control. So not only will we make our own tokens, but we will be giving our opponents tokens to attack with as well, and this will help trigger Joel each turn. We also have backup ways to kill our own tokens on our opponent's turns, just to keep drawing cards and make sure that effect happens. Ellie, on the other hand, is an absolute all-star. She's 2 mana for a 2/1 with a crazy good ability. Whenever a player attacks one of our opponents, the attacking player makes a 1/1 zombie fungus creature token, tapped and attacking that opponent. From our opponent's perspective, this incentivizes them to attack the other players and not us, since Ellie won't give them a token when they attack us directly. This obviously works in tandem with Joel to give us card draw should the tokens get blocked and die, a great time for something like Blood Artist to shine bright. But we're also going to force our opponents to attack each other, specifically goading our opponent's creatures. But that's not all. Ellie is busted from our side of the fence too. Each opponent that is attacked causes Ellie to trigger independently, so the 3 Musketeers here can provide a ton of value when on the battlefield, as all of their additional effects will add to each trigger from Ellie. We can compound that token generation even further with ETB burn effects that dwindle our opponent's life totals rapidly. We're going to play low-cost threats that get bigger and bigger each turn as tokens enter. They don't have evasion, but they can keep attacking, which makes Ellie continue to produce tokens. The deck is optimized to take advantage of Ellie on turn 2. These creatures all get pumped by Ellie as we attack, and as the game progresses, they turn into very formidable threats. Even if you draw them late game, they become sizable very quickly. We're also taking advantage of the alliance mechanic, as we're adding multiple creatures to the battlefield with Ellie. Venom Connoisseur and Sizzling Soloist offer huge upside as we continue to go wide, where Rose Room Treasurer ramps us and then can be a late game mana sink to hit creatures or our opponents. A card that stands out to me is Life of the Party, quickly becoming one of my favorite red cards in Commander. This thing is going to be massive from our side of the table, and with First Strike and Trample, it's going to be a hassle to deal with. But our opponents also get a copy, and those copies are goaded for the rest of the game. With Ellie giving our opponents more attackers, Life of the Party becomes a huge threat that hurts everyone but us. Stacking the triggers to make Ellie resolve first can keep Life of the Party huge. On top of these creatures, we play some equipment that make even the smallest token enormous. These 3 trigger off of any creature dying, playing nicely with Ellie's attack trigger. Ghost Lantern is just our creatures, but its adventure side offers additional upside for reanimation. These are insanely cheap to cast and equip. Attacking is one thing, but additional burn damage in this deck is a whole nother story. We're playing plenty of tokens that enter the battlefield, and I felt like those creatures can offer extra reach to our opponent's faces. Plague Belcher is a nice addition since Ellie makes zombie tokens. Belcher's downside of hitting a creature with -1/-1 counters is easily mitigated by targeting any of our small tokens. A 5/4 with Menace is a great attacker to keep Ellie going. I chose Weft Stalker and Marionette Apprentice because they also trigger off of artifacts. That includes food, treasure, and lander tokens. Cards like Horizon Explorer and Pitiless Plunderer play nicely with these two. Earlier I mentioned the 3 Musketeers, but we're also playing some Myriad creatures to help amplify our enter and leave the battlefield effects as well. Myriad doesn't quite work with Ellie the way I hoped it would, as Ellie works off of creatures declared as attackers before the Myriad trigger goes off. But that doesn't stop Myriad from being excellent in this deck. The more creatures entering and leaving the battlefield, tokens specifically, the better. The Myriad creatures themselves offer crazy upside too. Survivors can hit really, really hard in the mid to late game. Put any of our equipment on it to make it even deadlier. Dispatcher and Goldlust Triad offer extra token making after their Myriad attack, which will re-trigger many of our effects with treasures and additional creatures being made. Death Tyrant is just hard to deal with. Our opponent's goaded creatures will help us make zombies on our side while giving us replacement effects for Ellie's attacking zombies when it's our combat step. We can return it to the battlefield at an opponent's end step as well to keep hammering away. Speaking of goading, we have plenty of ways to do it to keep our game plan online. Many of these return to us after the goaded creature dies for us to reuse. In addition, I combine cheap spot removal to keep our opponent's creatures in check and to help us push damage. Mutinous Massacre looks like a commander bomb that shouldn't be overlooked. I know it's 7 mana, but it should probably win you the game or close to it. Mana in this deck is pretty unique and exciting. A few dorks to be attackers in the early game if needed, but Crowded Crypt can shine in this deck, particularly after plenty things have died and you have a Impact Tremors on board. Horizon Explorer is exceptional here. These are artifacts for Marionette Apprentice to ping with, lander tokens to be amplified by the 3 Musketeers, and they fetch us lands, all on a 3 mana 2/4 body. And most importantly, I'm excited to play Smeagol here. He's on curve with playing Ellie on turn 2, and our opponents are faced with the option of taking our attacking zombies damage or taking a free block and triggering Smeagol. Not only does Smeagol ramp us off of our opponent's lands, but he also gives us a Ring Tempts You trigger. This can give a 1/1 zombie Skulk to keep attacking, and then provide card filtering with the draw and discard, and eventually start doing extra damage after the creature connects. Last but not least, we have our draw effects. Ritual and Morbid Opportunist function as an extra Joel effect when our opponent's creatures die. Garna is extremely powerful with our tapped and attacking zombie creatures. Skullclamp and Undead Augur offer cheap card draw off of our zombie tokens, and my personal favorite, Weatherlight Completed. This can easily be a huge draw engine on the back of a 5/5 flyer. And that's my take on Ellie and Joel Survivors in Commander. As always, you can find the complete deck list in the description below, and if you enjoyed the video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next video.